Hello, parents, and welcome to AP Chemistry. Um, Let me just tell you briefly about the class and something about my background and what my goals are for this year in AP Chemistry. AP Chemistry is a very difficult subject. It is really a tough subject, and to learn in this distance learning format, wow, it's going to be a challenge. So what I have told the students is we are going to um, get the most out of the live sessions, but also we're going to have to lean on that textbook a little bit too to help fill in all of that and to stay on pace. Uh, but as far as my goals for this class, I have three main goals, and one is just to expand your problem-solving ability and logical reasoning skills. I have students before, especially when it gets to that crunch time in the spring, says, "Man, I feel like my brain is expanding in my head as I'm going through this." So we work on really complicated, very long problems, and we get that skill of sorting through those problems and coming up with the solutions and finding a process through to help pick apart a complicated problem. And so that's a big goal, is to help with the logical reasoning and problem solving skills. Second is be prepared for college. So this class is a very challenging class, but what the feedback I get, so a lot of students who go off to great schools like where I went to, UCLA, go Bruins, tough schools like that, and they come back and they say, "You know what, Mr. James, I feel like my Monrovia High School education prepared me for the rigor of a challenging college program." And the reason it does, and so that of course is, if you're taking honors classes and you're taking some of these tougher APs, we get you ready for that next step. And so that is part of it, is that sure, I could make the class a little easier, but I want to have them, this is a step towards their future in education. And then the third one is I do want to try and prepare them for the AP test. I try and do that in a way that as many students as possible can pass or get a 3, but I also try and make sure I'm covering nearly all the material so that those students who really just get it can get a 5 on the test. So those are my 3 goals, right? Problem solving, get them ready for college, and get them ready for the AP test, with that third one being probably less important than those first 2. So chemistry is a mathematical science. A lot, with all the mathematical, we don't do any advanced math in here, but it's just that problem-solving skills. My background, this is my 14th year teaching here. I, of course, by the gray hair in my beard, you can tell I'm more than 14 years out of college. This is the only teaching job I've had. I spent 25 years as a biomedical engineer straight out of UCLA. I got my engineering degree from UCLA and worked 25 years as a biomedical engineer. And then when my kids were grown, I have 4 kids. When my kids were grown, I said, I'm kind of ready for something new, and let me think about it. And I had a great time with my kids as they were at that high school age, and I was training at the time soccer teams, travel soccer teams, and just enjoying that. And so I said, well, soccer coach? Nah, I don't think so. And I said, well, let me try teaching, and it's gone well. So I think I'll do this for a while. So I very much like, and that's the challenge in this is the situation. I really like that hands-on, group-oriented work, because that's the kind of the way I learned. Sure, I learned a lot of stuff at UCLA, but I learned way more in that biomedical engineering job, where you've got to produce new stuff, right? If you've got to produce something and you're not just learning something that someone else did, you've got to know your stuff and you've got to learn. And I just learned so much in that arrangement. So I'm trying as much as I can, and I'm even working with the administration, the district. Is there any way that, outdoors we can still even do a physical lab, but we're gonna make this work as well as we can. As far as the grade, now in this situation, boy, it's tough to learn chemistry, in this setting. It's really tough. Remember that there are office hours, right? So there are office hours. So Tuesday through Friday, 1:15 to 3, I'm on those office hours. And so the school day doesn't end at 1. When the classes are done, the school day doesn't end at 1. I'm here, I'm available. And so they can come and see me if they're getting behind. A lot of times it's just the shortest visit to office hours, and I've had a few already that, man, I just don't get this, Mr. James. And then within 10, 15 minutes, we go through it and they go, oh my God, the light bulb comes on, and it just goes so much easier. So really encourage, if they say they're struggling, how often have you gone to office hours? As far as the grade, it's different. Let me switch this over. I wrote on the whiteboard. So usually tests are a big part of it, but the online test, just the security of it, and I've got a little reflection there. The security of it, and just it's just not as good, right? The online testing is not as good. So here's what I'm doing, and I taught summer school honors chemistry and tested it out, and not perfect. You know, this online education is not as good as just having the students in the classroom, but I thought fairly effective. So tests are usually a way of assessing, hey, how's everything going? Are you getting it, or do you understand? Instead, what we're going to do is, during part of our live sessions, have small group discussions. And in those discussions, they will know in advance, hey, we're going to talk about these last 3 assignments or whatever. And I am going to get on there and talk to them about the small group discussions. And we will, and that's going to be 40% of the grade, because I will assess that. And they will always be able to make that up by coming to office hours, say, Mr. James, I just kind of choked on that one. Let me try again, and they can, right? So really, you know, we're trying to be very understanding that this is a difficult way to learn. 10% participation, 25% of all is the classwork that we're doing, 25% tests and quizzes. So look for those kinds of things. Look, I'll keep Aries as up to date as I can. I'm a little behind now, but we're getting there. This is so brand new. And you know, let's just keep checking Aries, and let's keep in touch. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna figure it out and persevere. You know, welcome, and let's have a great year.